You're listening to High Frequency Healing on the Superpower Up podcast, the show that explores the awakening of superpowers through higher dimensional healing.
Hello, this is AngelaMaría, one of the Superpower Up hosts, and you are listening to High Frequency Healing Show. Awaken superpowers through higher dimension healing. The only difference between where you are to where you want to be is the actions you take here and now to heal your life. So let's take a deep breath and be here and now. I invite you to enjoy this time together. So here we go. Let's welcome Johanna Alper to my show today. We will be talking about be a successful spiritual leader. Johanna, the healer's coach, assists healers and therapists to attract more clients, prosper, and become the transformational teachers and leaders that this world is crying out for. She has had a successful acupuncture practice and teaching business in Boulder, Colorado since 1981. Her proven and successful coaching system is based on Oriental medicine. All living systems, an animal, a person, or a business need nature's 5 elements to exist and thrive. And they are fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. Her forthcoming book is The 5 Elements Advantage, a practical and magical guide to business success for healers, therapists. Please join me to welcome Johanna Alper to our show. Hello, Johanna. How are you today?
Oh, AngelaMaría, I feel so good to be here today. I'm so honored and delighted to be speaking with you. And that in speaking with you just for a few minutes earlier, I see we have tremendous resonance about how we feel about healing and life and joining our spirit with earth and earthly things, which include money and all the practical things of life, as well as enjoying our lives and living in spirit. So I'm delighted to be here.
Yes, and I know we're going to have so much fun, and we're going to be able to provide our listeners with so much information that I know they are going to be ready to just start taking action. Let's start, Johanna, asking you, what's your healing superpower?
Well, as mentioned, I've been an acupuncturist for almost 40 years, and I've learned about nature's healing codes. Basically, acupuncture is not about needles. I mean, it is about needles. It's really about getting our natural energy flows that are inherent in our systems, getting it flowing. So I have been practicing that with my clients and living it now for decades. And I heal so quickly. I'm 73, but I don't need medications. My vitality and delight in being alive is phenomenal. So my superpower is joining nature, the natural flows of energy and healing in myself and helping others do it as well. And now I'm so excited because I'm also, as discussed, teaching people how to do it in their businesses, which is just amazing. I didn't think this was going to come along in this lifetime, particularly because I had a successful acupuncture practice and teaching, and it never occurred to me that it was a business till more recently, and so it's quite a delight.
And I'm sorry, do you finish?
Oh, well, it's a delight to be applying this now to business, the natural way of healing and thriving. It's not just about us as individuals, it's about our businesses. And that's exciting. That's a superpower.
That is super exciting. And I told you before the interview that when I got all your information, I was looking and I said, this is more about business. And then I kept on reading and I said, this is awesome, because this high frequency healing show, it's not just about the body, but it's also about our own life. And I am a holistic practitioner. I work with energy. I work with healing energy through the Akashic records. And I have met a lot of people in this business that they are struggling, and not because they are not good at what they do. They're struggling with their relationship with money, with success. They keep on fighting, having a business and making their lives out of this. So that's why I see a huge value in this conversation today, Johanna, because I know we're going to be able to take this to a next level, but also people who are listening, that they may be thinking, oh my God, I can see things. I am really good at healing. I am really good at with my hands, with crystals, with essential oils. I'm really good at meditating or yoga, and I could teach, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know if I should have done this because it's a spiritual gift. And we're going to talk more about that. But that's why I think, and I do believe that this is going to be an amazing interview, Johanna. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I'm so happy.
Would you please take us back to your early years and name one memorable life lesson that is useful for you today?
I think the lesson, well, it was nearly 50 years ago, but it wasn't in my youth. But it was when I met a Tibetan meditation master who was one of the first people from Tibet to come to the United States. This was 1971. And I didn't even think I was looking for meditation, but I happened through some friends to hear him speak. I had come out of the 60s, very anti-war, very trying, instead of being for peace, which we were, of course, but it was so the powers that be, the war, that was the bad guys, and we were the good guys. And I had a very superficial view of how the world was, and didn't realize that I needed meditation until I met this master, and boom, that made it that we weren't the goodies and they weren't the baddies. We are all in this together. And I then soon afterwards started to meditate a lot, settle down on the earth, and be able to be of benefit, and not just in an anti-war way, but a pro-life, pro-peace, pro-healing way. And my work now for almost 40 years has been deepening that through working with others with Oriental medicine, as mentioned.
Oh,
so that was meeting my teacher, Chogyam Trungpa, from Tibet. And I'm so grateful to him, because I have then been able to actually be of true benefit in the world.
Yes. And Johanna, before we just go deep into our topic, where can people go to find out more about you?
Well, the name of my website is Medicine Buddha Coaching. Medicine, BUDDHA, coaching.com. And if people would like to schedule a 5-element business assessment session with me, they can go to www.medicinebuddha.com.as.me. And they can contact me and schedule a session where we go over what their aspirations are for their healing or transformational business, what might be in the way, and how the 5 elements can help, and next action steps. And I know for the rest of the interview, we will be talking about these 5 elements, and how the 5 elements of Chinese medicine fit into a business.
Oh, absolutely. We've been talking with Johanna Alper about how to be a successful spiritual leader. When we come back from this short break, we are going to talk more about her healing superpowers. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. This is Tonya Don Rekla, Executive Director of Superpower Experts, and we want to thank each of you for making Superpower Up the #1 podcast network for personal development and spiritual growth. Because people like you have the courage to say that mindfulness, healthy living, disrupting reality, the pursuit of consciousness, responsible entrepreneurship, and radical parenting matter, we now amass over 1 million downloads monthly in more than 90 countries. Our numbers keep growing because there are far more people willing to live divergently than mass media wants to acknowledge. For you, the change makers, the light bearers, the way showers, we say thank you. If you're ready to take the next step in your evolution, go now to superpowerexperts.com and take the Superpower Quiz. And as Nivali Rekla, our youngest podcaster, likes to remind us, remember, we all have superpowers and we can change the world.
We are back, and you are listening to High Frequency Healing Show. Today, we are talking with Johanna Alper about how to be a successful spiritual leader. Johanna, was there a burning bush moment that made your heart desire changing your path in life?
Yes, Angela. And that was, I thought that I would always be a acupuncturist and teacher and end my life that and go out through my life that way and be and finish, aging and continue that work. But I was so disheartened to see incredible acupuncture students who had graduated from our school, the acupuncture school I was teaching in. I saw them going out and unable to get their practices going. And that was a really big shock to me, because when I started as an acupuncturist, I didn't realize it was a business. I was successful, but I was one of the first ones. And it's a very different world today. So I decided to learn coaching. And then in the second part of this, Angela, is in the coaching program I was in, we did an exercise called I Am Money. And in this exercise, we went into a treasure cave full of money and jewels and gold bullion, and we were to relate to that. And I realized that I felt uncomfortable there, that I felt I was a healer, I shouldn't be here. And I realized this was a very deep shadow that I was holding that was keeping me from being as potentially prosperous, abundant, and also powerful as a leader that I could be. And I was very surprised about this because I thought I was into abundance, but I realized this deep shadow layer, I had to work with this. I had to let this go, and I had to help a lot of other healers be able to let this go too, because we have such an important role to play, and money is part of it. And we have to get over this thing that somehow money's not sacred or money's not spiritual. It is ridiculous. We really need to combine spirituality with money, with success and power, so that we can make the impact that we desire to make, and also have an easier and more joyful life. We deserve it. And in past times, healers took vows that somehow they wouldn't hold money. They were in temples or monasteries or nunneries to heal, and they didn't touch money. That is not true today. We need money to be joined with success and healing.
Amen. I love this. I completely agree with you. That was one of my battles when I started my business. Like,
yes,
if God gave me this, how come I'm going to church? That's why God gave it to me, so I could live the life of my dreams. Just letting God come through me. So thank you so much for this, Johanna. And let's keep on moving. And what is Medicine Buddha coaching? And we can talk a little bit here about those elements that you use in all of this practice.
Okay. Angela, before I do that, I hope it's okay to say this, but I gave the wrong address for people to get in touch with me for a business assessment session, it's actually medicinebuddhacoaching.as.me. There's no com. It's my website is medicinebuddhacoaching.com, but to get in touch with me to be on my schedule, it's medicinebuddhacoaching.as.me. So I just wanted to put that in. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Medicine Buddha Coaching is it came through that I've been doing this healing practice for many decades. It's a practice of being a force of medicine and healing in the world, both with my personal spiritual journey and extending it to others. But it's about also generating prosperity with courage, with compassion, and with serenity, but definitely about generating prosperity. This is not about just charity. Our charity work is important, but stepping up ourselves into being vehicles to magnetize money, magnetize prosperity, and be the kind of spiritual leaders that are not afraid to be totally in the world at the same time and not hiding out in just spiritual communities where maybe we have felt comfortable in the past. So Medicine Buddha Coaching includes meditation and compassion meditation for us, but also about the 5 elements which come from Chinese medicine. So all of nature every organism has to have the 5 elements. Fire, which is our heart, associated with summer, play, love, joy, warmth. It's about our spirit of our heart. And it's about our brand and shining brightly and being visible in the marketplace. The fire element in a business is our brand, and it's our particular way we shine. The earth element, just like Mother Earth, serves all of her creatures. The earth element is about service and marketing to our niche, our ideal clients, the problems we solve, and going beyond one-by-one session marketing into creating signature systems so people have an opportunity to actually dive deeply into having a much more powerful marketing expression and program. The metal element is about prosperity and money flow. It's kind of also like feng shui energies, honestly. Metal is about abundance and getting rid of these old limiting beliefs that say spirituality and sacredness should not be combined with healing. They should be. And to have a powerful business, they need to be. And that's the metal element. Shall I go on, Angela? Is this too
Yes,
much?
please. No, I love this. Please.
Okay.
I don't want to interrupt you. I think this is really important for all the spiritual holistic practitioners, coaches who are listening. Just think about all of this that Johanna is saying. And if you have questions, if you would like to know more, go take the assessment, take the appointment, and she will be, I know, more than delighted and happy to guide you and help you, because I do believe that if you are doing this and you have never had business, we need help and we need guidance. So keep going, Johanna.
Okay, great. Yes, it's true. Healers, we need to learn these entrepreneurial skills, and it can be fun too. So the water element, that's the one that took the longest for me to understand in business. The water element has to do with winter time, or winter in the northern hemisphere. Winter time is a time of great deep rest, gestation, slowing down, relaxing, and being like pregnant. And it's the time that's not respected in our culture because we're 24/7 busy, extroverted, caught in the material world and just going outward. We need to honor winter and water and deep rest and have work-life balance so we can be sustainable. It's about sustainability. And also in marketing, it's about going beyond those, jumping in to do one kind of marketing and then another and digging a lot of very superficial wells and not getting real gushing success in our marketing, but choosing one and making one deep dive well into marketing in a strong way. And I help people do that when they are clients in personal premium programs or in my group programs. And I do have one coming up actually in November. But anyway, water element is about deep wells of reserves within ourselves and of marketing in a powerful way. And the wood element is about growing our gardens. That so many of us healers, we think, oh, if I just had this certification or took that course or learned this type of healing, then I could be successful. But the wood element teaches us to implement, to go out into the marketplace and have non-salesy enrollment invitations to marketing and sales conversations. So it's actually marketing and sales in the marketplace, which we don't have to be afraid of. We can dive in and do it in a way that's healing for ourselves and people we speak with. Whether or not they choose to work with us, we can leave the conversation not feeling icky, but feeling inspired and moving forward. And so the wood element is about quantum leaps, really. I mean, it's like amazing how an acorn becomes a giant oak. And that's what is so important about also building our business and diving into marketing, not as a drudge, but as an extension of our healing work. And I help people learn how to do that. And
this wood energy is like taking actions out there.
Absolutely. It's about implementing and taking outer actions. Absolutely.
Perfect.
It's about time.
So, Johanna, as a holistic practitioners, we have this imbalance between the spiritual life and the material world. Do you believe that is part of the areas we need to face and heal to create the impact we want and be the spiritual leaders we dream of?
Well, absolutely. And that's what I've already been discussing and alluding to in different ways, that spiritual life and this life on earth are absolutely non-dual. And they are so interwoven. It's not like, oh, we go meditate in the morning and then go to work, or we go to church on Sunday and then have our daily life. It's about joining heaven and earth, joining spirit, and having a sacred earthly life at the same time, which includes all those things, including money, including our work, including our joyful life, and including our sorrows, because that's part of it, but mixing it all together. It's not about separating safe spirituality from life. It's joining heaven and earth together.
Could you please share with us the 5-element assessment you do that you were just talking to us before with holistic practitioners, coaches, spiritual leaders? What is that about? How is that really helping us as an entrepreneurs in these areas to heal our relationship with money, with success, and with business, and we can really take this to a higher level?
Yes, I'm happy to share about that, Angela. As I started to perfect this 5-element holistic business success system, I understood each element and prepared 3 questions which can show us what three questions for each of the elements that show where we can get strength to grow our business in a more powerful way. So in order to take the test, you can go to my website, medicinebuddhacoaching.com, and on the navigation bar just under the banner, you can see take the 5-element business success quiz. And you can find out which areas need strengthening. Like, does your brand need more passion, personality, spirit? That's the fire element. Earth, do you need more clarity about your niche and marketing to your niche? Metal, about prosperous money flow, etc. So that assessment is the basis for then when I talk to people, I can show them how they can step up to being more powerful and successful spiritual and healing leaders.
I'm just been thinking here, Johanna, because I feel so compelled and so resonating with this topic, because of course I left a classroom to be an entrepreneur, to be working and telling people, hey, would you like me to read your soul so you can just update your soul and energetically being able to. And at the beginning was awkward. Like I was just like going back and I said, oh my God, I needed a lot of wood because I didn't know how to do it. I had a lot of fire. I wasn't clear at all. So earth was needed too. And of course, metal. In your experience, just working with this, what do you think that is the biggest struggle the holistic practitioners are dealing with?
Well, I would say it's marketing, because we have such amazing gifts and we need to learn to market in a way that's not mechanical, but a way that's congruent with our heart and our healing, and seeing our businesses as living systems that have all 5 elements of business success, potentially, and joining it all and we need to learn to entrepreneurial skills and get over the thing, because so many of us think, oh, if I were better at this, if I were more excellent, more people would come. You can be phenomenally excellent and still the best kept secret. So when we learn these entrepreneurial healing tools of the 5 elements of holistic business success, we're much more likely to be able to market in an easy and heartful way and be successful. And the world is crying out for it. And it's up to us to learn this. I didn't know it. And luckily I started decades ago before and was successful, as I said before, I knew about this. But now I'm so happy to be able to share this with people. And I'm excited that my book will be out in early 2020, I hope, so that I can help people, whether they work with me or not. But a lot of people do better with mentors and so forth. But this is so important.
I'm going to be just ready to buy your book, Johanna. And when you were talking, I got this question. More than a question, maybe it's a comment that I would love for you to validate, because it was part of my experience. I know, and I knew back then that I was really good at what I was doing. But the fact that I have to put myself in front of people, and of course, I had also my accent that now I really don't care. I love it. And I'm just clear what I want to communicate. And I know I make some mistakes. It's not always perfect, but this is about communication and a communicator energy. So it goes farther and beyond words. But back then, that was a huge block for me. But also, I then realized that it was a problem with self-esteem and confidence.
Yes.
So it's not just about the business itself. It's just that I need to tell people and put my face so people see me that I'm doing this. And what if I am not good enough? What if people don't like what I do? So what do you think about this relationship, about this specifically, this big struggle that you say with marketing? I really thought it was about sales, because that was my point of work. It was sales. I I had a big battle that I have to face and embrace with selling. But this relationship between how much do you really love yourself, how much do you trust in yourself, and that is going to tell how good your marketing strategy is. Is there any relationship there?
Oh, certainly. And so many of us as healers, and also women, we're trained to put others first and serve others. And that actually is detrimental to our brand and our power and our success. So when we, in Medicine Buddha coaching, we do the work, the outer work of getting our the word out in different ways out there in marketing. But we also do the inner work of turning around those old messages. And in fact, you can do a lot of inner work, but when you mix it with also moving out gently and slowly and lovingly into the outer world, we get so much amazing feedback from the world. And honest to goodness, I've learned tons about, as a healer, but the strongest personal development that I've found at this point is mixing the entrepreneurial journey with my healing journey, because we learn to get over I've learned to get over my shyness and my sensitivity, and I'm still sensitive to my clients, of course, and to my people, but I've learned to go from my sacred healing office into the world, and that has been incredible for a larger personal confidence and personal development. And I'm excited to share that journey with other people.
Yes, I think it must be fascinating helping people that they don't need to go through all the struggles that we have gone through.
Yeah.
And just make this transition in ease and in peace and in flow. Johanna, could you please share with us one of those healing processes you have guided someone who is now being successful as a spiritual leader?
Yes. A person I'm going to choose a man who is a wonderful craniosacral and therapist and massage therapist. He's also a yoga teacher and meditation teacher, and he's also a very strong athlete. He was a football player in college, and he has a very strong feminine side with the yoga, meditation, and craniosacral, and he has a strong masculine. And he is really excellent at what he does, but he was sad because he was not able to get his healing schedule totally filled. So I helped him when he came to me for coaching, and he chose a 6-month Ignite Your Business program. He was able to create programs which helped athletes who were working 9-to-5 jobs or more than that on the weekdays, and on the weekends were athletes, what they call weekend warriors. He was able to create a program to join together the yin, the soft, the feminine, with strong athletic training too, and the strong part of massage, create programs to keep them more injury-free. And in doing these programs, he was able to increase his business, and he tripled his investment in a premium business program with me in less than 5 months. And I feel like that everybody who works with me over a period of time learns how to create a unique and powerful business for them that helps them go beyond marketing 1-by-1 sessions. But we need to do that first. First, we need to fill up our schedules. And then we need to also be stepping out further. Is that what you were asking about?
Yes, because I do believe that sometimes in this position, we believe this is not happening. Nobody can make this happen. This is hard. And just listening to those stories, for me personally, they inspire me. They just like turn that fire on and say, hey, let's go, girl, this. You can do it. And I know it's possible. If somebody else is doing it, why not me? Why not? So Thank you. Johanna, before we go and we finish this conversation that has been amazingly informative, and it has just given me all again like the fire and say, hey, this is really where you need to be, and all the struggle I have gone through has been worth it, and now we're able just to share this message with the world. And that's what all of you who are listening, this is my message for you. What you're doing, that divine gift needs to be out there.
Yes.
Because that message, that divine gift may change somebody else's life, may inspire somebody, may put somebody in the right path of healing. So please, please, please get out. Reach out, look for help, look for guidance. Johanna is here, but I know there are a lot of people out there who may help you and guide you. She even has a quiz. I haven't taken it, but I would love to take it. So she even has a quiz in her website. Go and do that first step. Go take an action today. That's a big, big step in your healing process. For me, make the decision to be an entrepreneur and show the people and show the world this is what I'm doing has been the biggest healing process I have ever started, and I didn't do it with this purpose. But since I made that decision, I said, oh, wow, I have problems in my relationship with money. Oh my gosh, I'm afraid of success. Wow, I don't want to call this a business because I thought that spiritual people couldn't have business or clients. I've gone through every single one of them. Being a spiritual entrepreneur has been the most impactful healing process I have gone through. More than even healing with my parents or healing with my self-love to be able to get married and get a great partner that I have right now. Business has been huge for me, and I want you to take that step. I want you to take that leap of faith and just do it. Because if that's what is in your heart, it's because there is a healing process that needs to start today. Not tomorrow, but today. Yes. Johanna, share with us 2 steps or 2 tips for anyone to start this healing process to be a successful spiritual leader.
Well, I've shared a lot of them, and I would say, it's fundamentally about love, loving ourselves, loving the fact that we both received the calling and are made a choice to take the calling as healers and spiritual leaders. But we need to know that it's not about fear about going out, but have a good time with this. And together it's so much more fun and so much more successful. So joining others, the women's way is to join with others and to bond. It's about, the hormone oxytocin, which is about tending, befriending, lovemaking. It occurs during breastfeeding. Oxytocin is about connection. And it's not about adrenaline and all the have-tos and all the push and struggle. It's about oxytocin. So let's get that in. Let's be in nature. Let's be with others. Let's have a really great time and do the work. But then the work becomes play. And that's why I love to go to work. I love being on this podcast with you. When our work becomes play, we don't have to work in our lives. We can just dance through our lives. And that's what I suggest for people. And know that this is really about pleasure, not about sacrifice. That's the old paradigm about sacrifice. Yes, work, but it's not sacrifice. It's about pleasure, connection, and finding our power that way, not in the old ways of what success is. And then we'll have true success in this coming time, but with more joy.
Johanna, you have shared many interesting things with us, very valuable tips, but this one is gold for me.
Oh,
because I got into a point where I was feeling like stuck, and I knew it wasn't about healing anything else. It was more about taking action, and I was just getting into the routine. And I realized after a long period of time that I missed getting a lot of money and making money and serving people just because I was not enjoying. I was not playing. I was taking this too serious, and my energy was down. So this is very important. You guys, my listeners who are listening to this, who are feeling this flame in your heart, please, this is not about being serious. This is not about something formal. And I love, because when I connect with Johanna before the interview, she said, Angela, I want this to be fun. I don't want this to be so serious. I said, oh, Johanna, you are in the right place. Because that's what it's about. Let's enjoy it. Oh my God, it's so fun. I'm going to have a session. I'm going to be able to put my world and my message out. I'm going to be in a network meeting. I'm going to do a video. Whatever you're doing, please enjoy every single time. Johanna, let's remind listeners where they can go to find out more about you.
Okay, well, my website is medicinebuddhacoaching.com. And if you would like to schedule a 5-element business assessment session that's complimentary now, but when my book comes out, I probably will charge people for this because you get great value. But you can go to medicinebuddhacoaching.as.me, M-E. So that's actually acuityscheduling.me. So medicinebuddhacoaching.as.me. And I would love to speak with you and help have a wonderful and fun conversation, whether you work with me or not. Let's move this along together.
Thank you, Johanna, for sharing your healing superpowers with us and giving us all of this information and energy for us to be able and just take the action we haven't been able to take and we haven't felt like it's the right action. So thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, it's been such a pleasure. It's been an honor and a delight. Thank you.
And thank you, all of you, for joining us today. I am AngelaMaría. Conscious creation, change actions to shift energy and live heaven down here on earth. I will see you next time. Ciao, ciao.
Adios.
Oh, bye.
Are you ready to discover your superpowers? Go now to superpowerexperts.com and take the Superpower Quiz today.